Sensei J for the Vidyuu tutorial YouTube channel. Today in this video, I'm breaking down this Lakes 05 script on how to create a volume slider in Horizon Worlds. This slider essentially adjusts the volume of music that is being played in this boombox. With less than 20 lines of code, it's simple but effective. At the start of the world, we record in designated variables both the forward and upward directions of the panel that contains the slider. That way, this panel can be placed in any position and rotation and still function properly. Also, we record the vertical or Y scale of the panel as well. That allows you to stretch the panel to be taller or shorter and still maintain its functionality. Lastly, of course, we record the starting position and rotation of the actual slider in the panel as well. Using this information, we can now determine both the lowest and highest points the slider can move to. Notice that Lakes 05 set that to be 49% of the way up or down from the middle. This can be adjusted, but that distance definitely feels good. The starting volume level may change depending on your use case scenario. So a variable called startVolume is used to let you designate that level for different uses of this slider. The volume percentage is then set to that amount at the start of the world. The music object variable represents the sound gizmo that is playing the music. You can set the volume of that to be a number between 0 and 1, with 0 being completely silent and 1 being the maximum volume possible. This code block is found in the Actions tab under Sound and is called Set Sound Volume. Finally, the slider itself is moved to the linear interpolation of the volume percentage between the designated bottom and top positions. Now the volume slider is set up and ready to go. Nothing initially happens when a person grabs the slider. When it's released, however, the event occurs. First, the position of the slider at the time of release is recorded. Because the slider can be pulled off the panel, it needs to be determined how far up or down the panel the slider would be if it were actually on the panel. So a dot product is calculated between the top and bottom positions of the panel based on the release position of the slider. This position is essentially where the slider's vector intersects with the panel at a 90-degree angle. That will become the new volume slider position on the panel. To go into a little more detail, the dot code block returns a number that is the dot product of two vectors. In this case, the first vector is from the current position of the slider to the position of the top of the panel, and the second vector is the upward direction of the panel itself. This will produce a number which represents the distance in meters from the bottom of the panel upward. We then set the volume percent variable to that distance divided by the Y scale of the panel. A clamp code block is used to keep it within the range of 0 to 1. Clamp can be found under the Operators tab. If the value is less than the minimum, clamp sets the value to the minimum. And if the value is greater than the maximum, then clamp sets the value to the maximum. So for example, if I were to drag this slider way higher, then it would simply clamp it to the maximum height, which of course is 1. The slider is then moved to the linear interpolation point between the top and bottom and is rotated back to its original rotation as well. Lastly, the volume of the sound gizmo is adjusted accordingly. That's it! Super simple, huh? For more Horizon World script breakdowns like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, feel free to share this tutorial with all of your scripting friends. Thanks for watching.